Well, hello, my soul friends. It is Victoria here again with a little astrological weather about the new moon coming up on November 4th. It seems like I do these so often, and maybe you're like me when before I really studied the lunar phases, I had the sense that there was a full moon at the beginning of the 28, I'm sorry, a new moon. That's the beginning of the 28 day lunar cycle. And then for some reason, I thought the full moon came at the end of that, like the culmination of it, because these are the words we use to describe full moon. New moon, new beginnings, intention, all that stuff. And we moved to the full moon. And I thought, well, yeah, that's at the end of the 28-day cycle, right? No, it is 2 weeks from new moon to full moon. And that always confused me. So, and I think I was so used to thinking of that every time I sit down to do a video about the moon phase, which I do the new and the moon, new and the full, and I think I'm like, wow, already? So I just wanted to say that up front. If any of you have that kind of sense of, wow, already? I thought we just had the full moon. And on top of that, time feels really sped up right now, doesn't it? All right, so here we are with this new potent and powerful new moon coming up on November 4th at 5:15 Pacific time. And it is, my friends, so, I can't wait to take this word out of my vocabulary when talking about the astrological weather, but and again, it's the potential. It's not set in stone. And I really want to talk about in this video, how do we work with the potential? How do we work with what is instead of feeling like, oh no, it's this, it's that, it's a Mercury retrograde, it's, you know, eclipse season coming. Oh gosh, run for the hills. No, it's all purposeful. This is where we really have to tether into our faith. Creator, God, the universe, however you connect to the divine, has this beautiful and doesn't feel beautiful, but this unfolding story happening. This kind of really, when you sit with it, it's pretty miraculous how things do work out, even though we don't understand in the middle of chaos. And here's the word: intensity. Yes, this new moon, even though we feel like, oh, new moon, new potential, new possibilities, set intentions, new cycle, all that's true and all that's good. But on this particular new moon, there is some intensity. So, hey, I feel like don't you agree that we maybe are just needing to make peace with intensity, get comfortable with feeling uncomfortable, and cultivating more trust and faith? I mean, we're really, really strengthening our spiritual muscles. I can't remember where I got that term from. One of my many, many spiritual teachers on the path. I kind of want to say Iyanla Van Zant from years ago, like 25 years ago, and I was studying her spiritual muscles. It might have been Reverend Michael Beckwith too. But spiritual muscles are those qualities that we need to flex during intense times or through challenges or through times when we feel like we're struggling. So, a spiritual muscle may be courage or faith or trust. The things that we need to help us lean into what is and work with what is instead of letting it work us. Okay? All right. So, I like to look at the energy moving towards the full moon. That's why I try to do these a little bit earlier to kind of like, okay, this may be what I'm experiencing, or this may be what we collectively experience during this cycle. But remember too, we're all individuals. We all have a unique natal chart based on the time we were born, when we took our first breath, and there was this sort of soul map imprinted in our being. So when I talk about a new moon in Scorpio, where does that land in your chart would be more specific. So this is in general, this is the general weather for all of us. And again, that reminder, you are the expert of you, and Creator, God, the divine, you, and and the universe, however, again, you connect, are partnered with your unfolding and how you are experiencing what is. So I'm just offering a perspective, and take what resonates and let go of the rest. And also, the best way is just to notice yourself. How are you feeling? What was, I had the other day, I talk about having bumpy days, and believe me, I don't have bumpy days every day. I'm mostly joyful and grateful and like just in awe of life and the unfolding. And I'm in awe of the human experience witnessed through the sacred view from the soul experience. But I did have one of those days, and where spill the tea on you, computer's not working, sitting on hold with an important thing I had to get done for like an hour, just one thing after another, and I could feel that intensity rising up in me. Now here's an image that came to me today, and I'm going to get into the specifics of this new moon. But when I was thinking about, gosh, why so much intensity? And I had this image, again, everything's purposeful, of this little pot with the water boiling over and like spilling onto the element and onto the stove, just spilling over, which is what can happen when there's a lot of intensity and we're spilling over with our anger or frustration. And so I thought, well, okay, what is it showing me? Well, we need a bigger pot. We need a bigger pot. The water, the container we're holding for what is, needs to expand to be with this expansiveness of what's going on right now. So if you're intense and you're irritable, or you're irritable and frustrated and angry because of what's going on, you need to expand your container so you can hold more to grow more. I have no idea if that makes sense. I just kind of like, the image came like just literally like, maybe an hour ago when I was thinking about doing this video. And as images arise within me, I need to sit with them longer to say, well, what else does this mean? Well, maybe it means something else to you. That's my initial take on it. If you find yourself bubbling over because of the heat is turned up in your life, increase your container. How do you increase your container? Increase your faith, increase your trust, flex those muscles. Okay, so let me tell you the specifics now. First of all, leading up to the new moon, intensity. After the new moon, intensity. And then we're moving into the eclipse season, which begins with the partial lunar eclipse on November 19th. And I just had a wonderful a tutorial with someone who mentors me with my ever expanding astrology knowledge, which, believe me, I was, I think, 14, 15 when I first started looking into it, astrology, to understand myself, to understand my family, to understand the world, to make sense, to try to make sense of things that didn't make sense, right? But I also have sweet memories of when I was a really little girl, of my mom opening the paper and reading our horoscopes to each other. So I have a real sweet connection to astrology and letting it be another language that God speaks to me. Just like dream work for me is soul work, that is understanding God's language, understanding God's message. And when we have faith, we trust, even though we don't like the message, we trust the messenger. We trust I'm going to cry with that one. Woo! We trust the one who holds us all. Okay. All right. That hit me really deeply, and maybe it touched you as well. Trust the one who holds us all. Trust what's unfolding. Okay. So what I was saying is, though, I have been studying this off and on for so many years, and still there are days like I don't even know what I know, because it's such a deep, to me, it's just such a deep, amazing way to understand our world and ourselves. And it's very, very layered. So I know sometimes I speak, when I'm talking about astrology, I've had a couple of responses like, I don't really understand what you're saying. And I do apologize. I try to speak at a level where it's relatable and understandable. You hear me say something and you don't understand it, go Google, go look it up yourself, or send me a question. I'd be happy to share more about how it's coming through me in an intuitive way. So, yeah, leading up to this beautiful new moon, and I'm excited about it because it's in Scorpio. I am a Scorpio, and as I said in my previous video, which I encourage you to watch about taking our masks off and getting current with ourselves and others, because this is what Scorpio season is about. And this invitation with the new moon in Scorpio, with Mars in Scorpio, by the way, Mars goes into Scorpio on October 30th, tomorrow, as I'm recording this. It's, it's an invitation to go deeper into our shadowy areas, our shadow work, to be present to what wants to be revealed, to be healed. And Scorpios, I know I have a lot of friends that are Scorpios. We're kind of used to that. This is kind of how we live our lives. Like, okay, we don't just go, oh, that's interesting. We go, what? We go, what does this really mean? We want to get underneath it, and we become the soul detective, and we're looking for the understanding and the deeper lesson and the deeper learning and the deeper healing. This is the invitation for all of you. You get to borrow the Scorpio energy of deeper soul awareness, okay, on November 4th. Now, leading up to that, though, we have Mercury square Pluto. So we're going to be thinking a lot more about transformation. Scorpio is all about transformation, the transmuter, the alchemist. So you're already moving in that, experience. I mean, collectively, that's what we've been experiencing this entire year, and especially in 2020, just like revealing more to be healed. What is it? What more? And I know, I can imagine, I know I get tired too and fatigued of, more, there's more. Well, how much do you want what you want? How much do you desire the higher possibility? Take a breath, take a rest, take a pause, do whatever you need. But okay, I just had this image of running the marathon, and those people on the side when you're running them. I've never run a marathon, and God bless you all who have. I don't think I ever will. Maybe on a bike, but not running. But there are these people at the pit stops, and they've got, like Gatorade and a little snack. So the runner can fuel up for the next leg. Is that even what it's called? The next phase of the marathon that's happening. We're in a transformational marathon, my friends. And so take care of yourself. Pause, fill up. I'm actually drinking some electrolytes right now, which, long story short, my husband's doctor recommended, and they've been helping me. So isn't that interesting? I'm using this metaphor that comes fresh in this moment about running the marathon. So take care of yourself. In other words, take extra care of yourself. Extreme intensity requires extreme self-care, especially if we want to hold the vision of where we're trying to get to. And that's important to keep in mind. So after leading up to the new moon, we have Mercury square Pluto. We're thinking a lot about transformation. We're diving deeper into the what's happening here, to what am I believing about what's happening here. And Mercury's also trine Jupiter starting on the 31st to the November 1st. So Jupiter expands whatever it's connected to. We're going to have a lot of maybe greater awareness about how we've been living our lives or what's happening. And everything that comes, again, we welcome it. Like that Rumi poem, The Guest House. Someday I'll memorize that because it's one of my favorite go-tos. It is all really about shadow work. Maybe I'll post it in the details. But inviting whatever shows up in as a great guest from the great beyond to help us to carve out, to clear, to prepare for what we're visioning for. So that's happening before. And then after the new moon, we have a T-square beginning on November 8th with Mars and Saturn and Uranus and Mercury at the beginning. So squares can be hard energy, intense energy. A T-square even more intense. However, even more purposeful. It's going to, again, whatever feels hard, it's going to prepare us to meet what's hard, to do the hard things, to show up more empowered with our spiritual strengths and gifts, cultivating our purpose individually and collectively. Okay, so Now, let me just go back into just the new moon. And this may be a little longer because there's a lot of information. I'll try to, as many of you request, uh, to just maybe edit a little bit out for you to watch. Or, you know what, just pace yourself. This baffles me, by the way, because I also hear people say, oh, you should check out this podcast. And I go check it out, and it's like an hour and a half. And I'm like, my videos are like under 30. What's up there? So it's curiosity. That's my favorite spiritual muscle to flex. Curiosity, because you could either be like, what, frustrated by what is, but when you're curious, it opens up your mind, your heart, your soul to be present to what is. So anyway, I'm not going to pressure myself to keep these shorter. I'm going to speak until I am done clearing what I want to say regarding this. So there it is. Okay. I am retiring my people pleaser. Yes. Anyone out there want to retire your people pleaser? So over it. I catch it all the time, trying to be conscious about the time it takes to unfold my own potential while caring for a lot of people in my business, and noticing that people pleaser, denying myself my own needs, my own wants. So I really encourage you people pleasers out there to be aware of that too. This time of the year is deep awareness. You're going to see yourself if you're willing to look. Don't be scared. It's a good thing when these things pop up, and they will, because on the new moon, the moon and sun are in opposition to Uranus. So this can feel like, what's that going to bring? Because Uranus is unpredictable. It's sudden shocks and surprises. But Uranus is all about transformation too. So while I was speaking to my beloved spiritual mentor in astrology and just beautiful soul, Stephanie, I just love her so much. I was telling her that as I'm looking at my personal transits, I'm feeling a little fear. And as I'm looking at the collective transits, I'm feeling a little fear. And then she just holds such beautiful space. I just sat with that for a little bit. And I was like, actually, what I truly believe is that we are in this life school. We're all learning and growing to unfold our own potential and purpose. And I had to take my own advice. If I have faith and trust that everything's happening for me, not against me, that's what I invite my clients to say all the time. How is this happening for you, not against you? Remember, we're not going through, we're growing through. I need to look at this differently. I need to look through the lens of trust and love, not fear. Fear constricts us. Love expands us. I want to be expanded. I want to be curious. I want to be part of this really gift of a life that's unfolding right now. Don't you? Don't you really? So let go of your fear. So I just reflected. I said, here's how I'm going to look at it. And I tend to anyway, but I needed to give myself a reset and get back to what really supports me. And that is, I'm just going to think of this energy that's coming for me personally, but we can talk about this with the new moon, with moon and sun in opposition to Uranus, as the next assignment. Like, oh, okay, like I passed all those other things. Maybe I'm still working on some old homework or own work from some other lessons. And, we're always still learning from our past, concurrently with being present to ourselves in this moment. So this is the new assignment for me, right? For what's going on in my chart. Now, this is our assignment on the new moon. The moon in Scorpio, sun in Scorpio, that's what a new moon is. It's a conjunction between the sun and the moon in opposition to Uranus. Okay. So Scorpio energy, I already touched on it. Transformation, invitation to set intentions, to really look at what you haven't been willing to look at and say, now's the time to transform this. And you don't even have to know the how to do it. You can surrender that. You say, okay, Creator, Jesus, God, however you connect, this issue that has been tripping me up over and over again, makes me stumble and fall, I surrender this to you. Show me another way. Bring your light to show me another way. Guide me forward, okay? Now, that can come like a lightning bolt of awareness. That's Uranus. Like suddenly you've been just stuck and mired. And what am I going to do? How am I going to do this? And then you have a powerful dream, or you just have this download like, I see what I need to do. And gosh, my hair always tickles me when I'm on camera. I don't know what the heck that's about. Distraction is what it's about. I'm not going to be distracted. I'm going to keep going. So Uranus is like the celestial waker upper. That doesn't even make sense, but it's the waker upper. It's your alarm going off. It is our being shaken awake. Shake awake. Shaken awake. I just hear these words and I try to make sense of them. And so, but think of it like, we are in the collective rebirthing. So Uranus is a midwife to wake us up to seeing ourselves a new way, choosing something different, finding the innovative ways to live our lives, to be ourselves. And also Stephanie gave me this word for Uranus, which I love, the liberator. So Uranus opposing the new moon and the sun. What do you need to be liberated from? What has been holding you back in the shadow of your life? What do you need to liberate from your shadow? Like you denied your power. A Scorpio energy wants you to step into your power, okay? To just not hold back. So this is that wake up moment. It is a super, opportunity for breakthroughs, seeing with fresh perspective, okay? So keep the faith, keep your trust, use the correct F word, not fear, faith, 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 okay? All right, so, and as always, a new moon is a new moon, so it's that opportunity to set intentions, to get that fresh perspective, to realign with your intention to support your potential, your beautiful soul potential. Okay, that's all I'm going to share right now. I'm going to do a separate video on the meditation for this new moon energy with a few questions to reflect, to expand your own sacred awareness, which it's all about, us cultivating our deeper wisdom and carrying more sacred awareness so that we can witness what is unfolding with that F word, with my favorite F word, faith, with faith and trust. How is this happening for me? What intention or prayer did I say or set that this energy, this situation, even though I don't like it, is coming to help me grow through to the other side where more of my potential is. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Keep the faith and take good care of yourself and nurture that beautiful soul potential. It's needed in this world. All right. I'll see you soon in the new moon meditation reflection video. Take good care, comment, subscribe, all that stuff, broken record. The more you subscribe, the more you subscribe once, but click on the bell so you get notified when I do upload. That's something I forget to say. The more you comment, the more you like, the more new people find their way to my channel. And I've been getting new people from Mexico, and I had someone else from another country, and I'm not remember where they were. That's so fun to me. And my mission, someone did comment on one of my videos recently. She said, "Thank you for this. It's like a public service that you're offering to all of us." And I was so grateful for that comment, because it is my intention to support and serve with the tools I have from my 20 plus years of doing this transformational work as a soul guide, to support you all as I support myself to the higher possibilities that await us all. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Take good care of you, and I'll see you next video. Bye.